I had more mechanical problems today. Same problem as yesterday. Got it into the shop, threw a band-aid on it. Now I'm back on the road, ready to go home. Out here on these highways and byways of life, I see God's presence in my life. I had been driving big rig since 1995, had many close calls. The Lord's hand protected me through it all. He is the preserver of my life. Now I give back to Him by spreading His word to you. Psalms chapter 21, verse 4. He asked you to preserve his life, and you granted his request. The days of his life stretch on forever. And once again, let's look at these verses as if David is talking about Jesus, our King Messiah. As I said, I've had many close calls in my life. God has been there through them all, and He has shielded me and protected me, preserved me. And David, guarantee you, he was preserved by God on a daily basis. He had many enemies. But here, it seems a little unique to me the way these verses read. He asked you to preserve his life, and you granted his request. If David's talking about himself, why doesn't he say, I asked you to preserve my life, and you granted my request? When I hear these verses, I think about what Jesus did for us on the cross. He laid down his life for us, but he didn't stay down. The grave could not hold him. The tomb was empty. God had raised him from the dead. The Father preserved the Son. And in Psalms 16, 9, and 10, David actually wrote about this. Listen to this. No wonder my heart is glad, and my tongue shouts his praises. My body rests in hope, for you will not leave my soul among the dead, or allow your Holy One to rot in the grave. And Peter, in his famous preaching in Acts 2, verse 24, said, But God released him from the horrors of death and raised him back to life, for death could not keep him in its grip. God allowed Jesus to go to the grave, but he did not allow him to stay there. God raised him up in victory. And where is Jesus today? And now Jesus is seated at the right hand of the Father, where his reign and his days will stretch on forever. And thanks to the works that he accomplished on the cross on our behalf, by placing our faith in him, our days will stretch on forever too.